Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Welcome back to the Chef Joseph's Kick Sauce for Entrepreneurs channel. Today is Monday, August the 18th. It is Monday, August the 18th. It is amazing. We're almost approaching the end of the year already. Man, especially when you got things to do and you're busy. Man, you look up, it's the end of the year. It's amazing. But I wanted to talk to you all about something um, that was um, that was dropped to me yesterday, and through a family member. And when I first got the message, it was like I just paused. I think that's probably the best word for this. And because I had to really like gather myself, you know, not that I broke down or anything, but still, sometimes things can hit you at inconspicuous times. Today, the title of the subject, if there is a title, I guess you can use that, say that however you want to put it. Sometimes you have to walk away and never look back. Sometimes you have to walk away and never look back. Yeah, sometimes you have to walk away and never look back. This message goes, it's to you all who have moved on in your life, whether it be a relationship, whether it be family, friends, just whatever it may be, a job or whatever. Sometimes you have to walk away and you can't look back. And I know that can be tough. I know, especially dealing with family and stuff like that, because you want you would think your family in a lot of cases basically have your best interest, and a lot of times they do. And yes, family is what I think most people should strive for. Family is a beautiful thing. But what happens when you're betrayed by family? What happens when you're betrayed by friends? What happens when you're betrayed by loved ones? It can be tough. It can be very tough, especially trying to bounce back, you know what I'm saying? And you're doing your thing, and you something happens, you're betrayed, and you make up in your mind that you have to walk away. And yes, it's not going to be easy. But in order to go forward in life, you have to let go of some things, people, places, things, because sometimes these things can harbor, bad memories, things like that. So, but you have to just know that if it threatens your mental health, and I've said this on a day-to-day basis, well, I don't say it out loud, you know what I'm saying? I live by this creed that anything, I don't care what it is, who it is, if it threatens my mental stability, if it threatens my peace, you have to let go and walk away. I know in one particular situation in my life, I cried for years, physically, spiritually, internally. I've cried for years, you know, and no one heard me. No one really cared to listen. It was a couple people, my cousin in particular, but we always been close. And but no one really cared about when I cried. They didn't care when I was hurting. And when a man tried to speak, I was shut down. For real. Because it wasn't right the way I was being done with my child. You know, and the ones who had access to her did not speak up in my behalf. And yes, it was family. Oh, we're just gonna see the baby. We don't want to talk about what you feel. It's all about the baby. Cool. At that time. Many, many, many moons ago. I dealt with those feelings for years, like for real. Not being heard, no one wants to listen. Anytime you speak, you're ostracized, you look down upon. And I held on as long as I could. But let me tell y'all something. It came a time, and actually the revelation came to me. It came to me years ago. It actually came through the Shawshank Redemption, the movie. At the end, you know, you may hear me reference that from time to time. At the end of the movie, Morgan Freeman had um, basically had been incarcerated for most of his life, and then he was finally released on parole, probably some 50 years later, 30, 40, 50 years later, whatever that number was. And he basically was nearing the end of his life. And he basically got out and he was supposed to go meet his friend Andy Dufresne, who had went on to the coast, to the Pacific coast, beautiful. And Morgan Freeman was like, you know, he went to this special spot where he had some instructions that Andy had left for him to follow so he could find him. And Morgan was like, I've been institutionalized all my life. You know, I have nothing to lose. Either get busy living or get busy dying. Those are his exact words. And I think that's when revelation hit for me, because not being heard, and this is to you too as well, to you all who are not being heard, you know, we're going to get to that in a second. But it came a time for me that I had to tuck my pain in. You know, I tried to solve my pain, you know, or deal with my pain in many different areas or many different things that I did to heal, to basically lick my wounds. You know what I'm saying? You know, my internal wounds that was, you know, and it came a time I let go. And in the title of my last video, that's what I was talking about. When a man is done, a man is done. This wasn't against anybody else, none of our sisters. But when a man is done, he's done. Just like when I let go, I let go. There's no coming back. Somebody might say, well, Chef, how can you say that? You know what I'm saying? That's your such and such. That's your family. That's your friends. That's your who. Just whatever that you fill in the blank on that one. Or what your, you know, person was or situation was. But I had to let go. And it was just like a skydiver. And this is the analogy that I'm using for this particular one, because this is exactly how I feel. When a skydiver jumps out the plane, it's a free fall. It's a free fall. And I let go. Because everything in my heart, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to let go. I didn't want to let go. But I had no choice but to let go. So to those of you who have, you know, that are dealing with various situations that jeopardize your future, sometimes you have to walk away and let go. See what I'm saying? Karma will come to those who have wronged you. You know, and the Most High understands this. He understands that you're not supposed to put yourself in toxic situations by any means. If it's toxic to you, you have to walk away. I don't care how good it is, what it is, how much money's involved. If it's threatening your sanity and your peace, you have to let go and you have to walk away. And that's what I had to do. And though this is a family member that is a family member, close family member, I can't look back. 20 plus years, no one heard my story. 20. And when I begged and pleaded, no one wanted to hear me. We don't want to talk about that. Okay. I dealt with that. And when I walked away, I can tell you that I moved away to build a new life. That's who you're talking to. I came to the area with zero. Well, few coins, but for the most part, zero. And a road map, and a blueprint, and a vision board. And I built step by step, brick by brick, mile by mile. It's pretty interesting. No bank loans. No one said, here you go, here go $20. Didn't have that. You can't take that away from someone who's built, self-made, the eye of the tiger. So I chose to walk away. And I would encourage any of you that are in any situation, don't be afraid to walk away. Sometimes it's for the best. Sometimes you have to do these things because it's for the best, you know? No, it's not going to be easy. No, it's not going to feel good. But guess what? If it's the Most High's will and it's not benefiting you, then you got to walk away. You got to go. And you give it to the Most High. Give it to the ancestors. Give it to the universe. And let the spirit deal with these situations. You know, and everything in me, wants to go back on these final days, but I can't. I've let go. I can't. I have totally let go. I have a thought too. It's like when you look at a woman that's in a relationship that has been mistreated by the man that she's with, cheating, just not being what he needs to be, as a man. And I've seen cases when a woman walks away. I'm telling you, as a man, and I've experienced a few of those in my lifetime. When you're immature, you're growing, you're young, and you're trying to figure it out yourself. You're trying to figure it out yourself. And when a woman walks away, honestly, there's nothing I've seen that could be done. She's a mother of the civilization, if you know what I mean. Yes, she's the mother of our civilization. And when she's done with you, it's kind of like a graceful exit because it's no more fighting. It's no more fighting. You don't have to fight. Like Yeshua said, take up your bed and walk. Sometimes you got to pick up your bed and walk. So yes, don't be afraid to walk away, people. Always look to the sky. Look at the future. Look at where you're going. I can tell you that where I'm headed and even where I am now is far greater than my past. Far greater than my past. I'm actually thankful that I went through everything I went through. I am very thankful for what I went through because it made me to who I am today. Not many people can say that. Today I can stand proudly in the mirror and know who I am, not someone telling me who I am. Let that one sink in. But anyway, in closing, sometimes you have to walk away, people. It's for the best. Sometimes you have to walk away because it's for the best. You know, I had a song in one of my videos I was talking about. There's a song back in the 80s. Who was that group? I'm trying to say. Yeah, I listened to it. I forgot who sung it. But anyway, I pulled the song up. But I forgot who sung that song. But anyway, just YouTube it. You know, seasons change, people change. Seasons change, feelings change. Seasons change, people. You need to know that. And when the season is up, the season is up. To everything there comes an end. It is an inevitable cycle of life that everything must transition to make room for the next generation to come in. It has to. It's an inevitable cycle of life that this must happen. It's amazing. So when you look and you approach life like that, it is inevitable for all of us to depart. But you ain't got to depart with a bunch of heartache. You ain't got to be departing with a bunch of fighting. Sometimes you can just walk away and don't fight at all. And that's what I did. I walked away and built a whole new life. And when everybody looked up, yeah. Like Bugs Bunny told Elmer Fudd, it ain't no fun when the rabbits got the gun. Really. Because when they looked up, they seen a refined individual, a man who'd been through the fire and came out on the other side, alive and well and clear with clairvoyance. That's what they seen. The light. I'm glad I went through my fire, but it took me letting go of things that did not serve me. And that's what I would definitely encourage you to do as well. If it doesn't serve you, you have to let it go. So y'all enjoy the rest of your day. And sometimes you have to walk away and not look back.